Hello and welcome to Porch Time with Bill Benson. This is The Porch. I'm Bill Benson, and I have some awesome, talented friends and old and new friends that have come on the porch. And on this episode, I have Cosmos Sunshine. Cosmos, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So tell the world out there who you are and where you're from. And
I'm a singer-songwriter who grew up in East Haddam, Connecticut, and then. As a late teen, I split for New York City and kind of went through a few sort of iterations of a band that became pretty big and had a little record deal and did a bunch of touring with some more famous people than we were, and and it went pretty well. And then eventually when that broke up, I decided that I realized I was actually a singer-songwriter instead of a hotshot guitar player.
Cool. Yeah, that's sometimes you find that later than or sooner than later. But so then you moved back to Connecticut.
I'm actually splitting my time now. My wife has a business up in the northwest corner, so we get to basically split our time between our place in Brooklyn and the northwest corner of Connecticut.
Where up? I play a lot up in that area.
In Bethlehem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Really pretty little town.
Yeah, it is. Great. So part of the show is getting right into your music. If you would play something, and then we'll talk about it after.
Okay. So this is the title track from my upcoming album. It's called Comes With the Fall. Getting fun. You said you had to be my wife. I don't need a partner, but I could use another friend. If you let me call on you tonight, we wouldn't have to pretend that it's blind faith and dumb luck. It gets us through these years. I'd love to say I'm sorry, but that's not the word you need to hear. So I say goodbye, my dear. They say the darkest hour comes just before the dawn. Well, I'd love to show you the light right at the moment you turn me on. I know you probably think that I will always be your fool. Well, I promise most sincerely, baby, I'm taking you to school, and it's blind faith and dumb luck. It gets us through these years. I'd love to say I'm sorry, but that's not the word you need to hear. So I say goodbye, my dear. Comes with the fall, my darling, with the winter winds that blow. The summer breeze can tell you, baby, all the things you ought to know. Oh, my dear, my darling, should come with a warning. Oh, my dear, my darling, should come with a warning. My dear, my darling, should come with a warning. My dear, my darling, should come with a warning. And it's blind faith and dumb luck. It gets us through these years. I'd love to say I'm sorry, but that's not the word you need to hear. And it's blind faith and dumb luck. It gets us through these years. I'd love to say I'm sorry, but that's not the word you need to hear. And it's blind faith and dumb luck. It gets us through these years. I'd love to say I'm sorry, but that's not the word you need to hear. So I say goodbye, my dear. I say goodbye, my dear. I say goodbye, my dear, my darling. Maybe try again next year.
Nice. Now that's a relatively new song. You said it's coming on.
It's one of the newest of the bunch, actually.
What's the size of the bunch that you're going to put on the new?
This one is a 10-song offering. One of the tunes is actually the intro, which is sort of an improvised thing that I did on this instrument called Afghan rhubarb. It's a cool instrument that I just happened to find, and it's got a bunch of droning sympathetic strings and stuff.
Nice.
So kind of figured out loosely how to play the thing.
Hey, sometimes it's just the sounds that you can make with it. You know, a friend of mine said, I was always self-conscious about my guitar. She said, well, you know, I really just don't think about it, just feel it. And when you feel it, then it'll come to whatever it's going to come to. Now, I'm trying to listen to your sound. I like it when I'm a little confused about what it should be, because, you know, if I said, oh yeah, you were just like that, but vocally, I don't know if you know Edwin McCain.
I do, yeah. In fact, I've met him.
Yeah. That I hear, you know, some of his vocal stylings in yours, but I really. What influenced you the most in your singer-songwriter world?
I mean, I'm a child of the 70s, so, you know, I got maybe even an unhealthy dose of, you know, Neil Young and the Grateful Dead and the Allman Brothers and that kind of stuff. You know, it's solidly in my background, along with, you know, Carole King, James Taylor, all that kind of stuff. You know, combined with a lot of, you know, good old-fashioned heavy rock and roll, too.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, but the rhythm of the guitar and your vocal movement, you know, it's like, yeah, I can. Oh, there you go, over there. You know, so it's definitely a style.
I'm a music junkie, you know. I mean, that's where I came from, but I've gone from everywhere. You know, I've been deep into jazz. I've studied Indian classical music a little bit. Like, I've kind of run the gamut.
Now, do you have an instrument of choice, or do you have multiple instruments that you feel comfortable with?
Well, I use a lot of guitars because I use a bunch of different tunings. Some sort of traditional ones and some that I've invented. So I have my favorites, but, you know, with electric guitars, I play Les Pauls and Telecasters, and these are my two main acoustic guitars.
All right, just keep on playing music.
All right. So this one is it's a little bit of a cry in your beer kind of tune. I recorded and released it as a single last year, just on YouTube. It's called Ode to Pain. You say you've seen me suffer nearly every single day. No booze or drugs or money can make it go away. I don't talk too much about it, 'cause it wouldn't stay contained. So I keep my sadness to myself, and I sing an ode to pain. Just one thing that I've learned from my worry and my strife: there's no water left in the well, no way to pay the price. It'll take your friends and your money, might even take your wife. When your life is hanging in the fray, you can sing an ode to pain. Ode to pain, ode to pain, only suffering remains. Ode to pain, ode to pain, seems like my only friend. When the darkness comes again, my love, I'll sing an ode to pain. to pain, ode to pain. Only suffering remains. Ode to pain, ode to pain. Seems like my only friend. When the darkness comes again, my love, I sing an ode to pain.
So, do you have a song where a bunch or all of your influences came into it? So you, I have a couple, but I have some friends that are country players, played jazz, did rock, but you find that they've brought the chord progressions.
Yeah.
Or blended chord progressions of multiple genres in?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. There's a song on the new upcoming album called California Smile, which is kind of got a smidge of everything. It's a rock song, you know, and I mentioned, you know, sort of like my love of Eastern music. You wouldn't notice it at first listen, but it's basically a one chord song. It pretty much stays on D, even though it moves around a lot.
Right.
So it kind of pulls in that influence. It's a little country. That's one I would say is
pull a little bit of everything in.
Yep.
Now you are recording where?
I just recorded an album at On Deck Sound Studios in Northfield.
Northfield, right?
Yep.
Right.
Tracy Walton co-produced and engineered it.
And is it officially released yet?
No, May 25th is the official release.
Do you have a release celebration?
Yep, there is one. The first one is May 23rd at Iridium in New York City in Times Square. And then May 26th is in Hartford at Black Eyed Sally's.
Oh, nice. Now,
and I'm sorry, Luthier's Co-op the night of the release too in Springfield.
Do you have other musicians in?
Yeah.
Is a full band kind of
The New York
production?
and Hartford shows are full band, which will consist of myself on electric guitar and vocals, bass and drums, and a really remarkable flautist, actually, Japanese woman named Mayu Saiki, who's unbelievable.
Nice.
And also keyboards.
Nice. I've occasionally play with someone locally that's a flautist that we've played together now for about 5 years, and it just changes the sound.
It does, and it's amazing when a flute can really hang in a rock and roll setting. You know, Jethro Tull being a prime example, but she's got amazing tone and vibrato. I think it comes almost from like Japanese traditional flute.
Yeah.
You know, so
nice.
you can hear that in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's great.
Nice. Now, so 10 songs, May 25th official.
Yep.
And you have websites and all that.
CosmosSunshineMusic.com. COSMOS Sunshinemusic.com. Not Cosmo, which is an easy mistake to make. Facebook and Spotify and YouTube and all the usual places.
Now, you have other releases, earlier releases that are available
I have a pretty big back catalog. My last one, which was called the Butterfly Fight Club, was a vinyl-only release.
Oh, wow.
This one is vinyl, CD, I did eventually put it out on, so you can find that album on Spotify and all that stuff, but initially it was just vinyl. And, in one band or another, I think I have about 8 different things.
Wow.
So pretty deep back catalog.
If they Google your name, a lot will come up.
Cosmos Sunshine, you'll find it. Yep.
Now, where else in our general driving distance might people be able to come and see you?
Let's see. I got a bunch of stuff coming up. There's going to be some, things ranging from like coffee houses to big rock shows. As I mentioned, the Luthier's Co-op in East Hampton, Mass. Let's see. I should have memorized the whole.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. Wait, I think that Atwood's in Cambridge, Mass. Electric Haze in Worcester. So at least a few times a month, somebody could find you somewhere.
Oh yeah. Once the album's out, I'm playing several times a week.
Nice,
So.
beautiful. All right, so then play another here on my porch.
Great, I will do that. I'm going to actually switch guitars. And try not to crunch it too loud with the microphone here. And what did I do with the capo? Did I leave it on there? Oh, oops. There we go.
There you go.
It's all these gadgets.
Safe.
Yeah.
Safe in your pocket.
So this one it was a single released, an advanced single, and I'm gonna have to belt it a little bit because it's a rocker, you know, so it'll be interesting to see how it translates
There we
to
go.
this.
We have
This
volume control.
Okay, cool. This is called Let Down. I put my trust in you. I put my pride in everything I do. But then you rubbed me wrong, so I sing another rock and roll song. You let me down before. You let my heart still beating on the floor. You hang around my door. Yeah, you tie me up and let me down. I run the bases, and I try my best to melt some faces. But yours is turned away, and you can't bring back your glory days. You let me down before. You left my heart still beating on the floor. You hang around my door. Yeah, you tie me up and let me down. Your life is full of lies, but you're a sight for these weary eyes. I'd love to kick the stall, but you were raised by sheep in a shopping mall. You let me down before. You left my heart still beating on the floor. You hang around my door. Yeah, you tie me up and let me down. Well, you sure got a leg over me, but you'll get yours, you wait and see. Well, you sure got a leg over me, but you'll get yours, you wait and see.
I love that. I love that lead
Yeah, that's a little bit of the Zeppelin in there, you know?
Yeah. Now, you said you've been a rocker.
Mm-hmm. I am still. Died in the wool.
Died in the wool. But you've become more singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
So do you ever find a conflict where you want to rock out?
No.
But you know, because that song that you just played was rock and roller.
Oh yeah.
And I was, you know,
that one I don't typically play solo, but I figured since it was a single,
yeah.
Figured I'd go for it.
But I can tell you that listening to your break, your bridge, and so on, it not ever hearing it really before, it translated well into an acoustic tune.
It's really dynamic with the band. Those hits are big. And
Yeah.
But no, to answer your question, I don't, because I have a lot. I have a lot of songs I've written, and I've gotten to the point. I mean, for instance, the other night I did a gig with just myself on guitar, electric guitar, drums, and a harmonica, and it was really raucous and great.
Yeah.
Just glorious.
Yeah.
And I can really just be happy playing in anywhere from myself to 5 guys or more.
Well, if you, I've said this forever, but if you love what you do, if you love playing music, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've played places where I didn't have a good time because it was a crappy place, and I don't go back. But I no matter where I'm at, as long as I'm loving what I'm doing, it's going to come across in the performance. It's going to feel good.
And people feel it.
Oh yeah, and that's you can't be up on a stage or in a corner just going through the motions. Right.
Or even worse, being miserable and snotty and
So if you have 10 people or 20 people or 100 people or 3 people that are there with you, they have to have that same show.
Yeah, absolutely. It's true, and I mean that's like a vision that you kind of have to hold as somebody who's really going out to try and reach people. Mm-hmm. And it's it's a vision that the people you play with need to share as well. Oh yeah. And if they don't get it, they then they don't make very good bandmates because
I had somebody say to me this weekend. I was on. I took a quick break, and I don't always take my breaks when I gig, but I took a quick break, and there was a table of strangers that I didn't know. And I walked over and I was, well, how you doing? But you enjoying what you're doing? So we were chatting for a few minutes, and I had somebody stopped me afterwards, and they said, you just went over to that table of strangers and talked to them. And I'm like, yeah. I don't sing at them. I'm happy that they were there. So, maybe, they need to enjoy the experience as much as I do, hopefully.
And express your gratitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, our time on the porch starts to run out quickly.
Man,
it goes fast.
I can stay here all night.
Yeah, me too. But thanks for coming on,
Thank
Cosmos.
you, Bill.
Pleasure
really
to have you and Cosmos Sunshine. And we are going to play ourselves out to whatever you feel like.
Great. This is another song off the new album. It's called Mockingbird. Mockingbird, don't try to say. Mockingbird, don't fly away. Mockingbird, please stay. And Mockingbird, don't fly away today. Mockingbird, your eyes are bright. Mockingbird, don't cry all night. Mockingbird, put up a fight. And Mockingbird, don't cry all night again. The night is long and there's still more songs to sing. Mockingbird, dry your eyes, and mockingbird, don't say goodbye. Mockingbird, don't tell no lies. Mockingbird, don't say goodbye again. The night is long and the liquor is strong. The night is long and there's still more songs to sing.
I love that song.
Thanks.